Hi, it's Melinda Vallant, and I'm going to go and show you in Revit 2022 how to place a model onto a draft sheet, floor plan and some elevations and even some camera views. All right, first off, if you go down in your project browser, you'll see sheets. If you right click on that, you can go to new sheets. Now, you might not see this in here. You might only see the preloaded one. You have to go to load. Now, I actually had to load in a bunch of UK metric libraries. So I'll just quickly show you that. Oops, cancel, 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 just cancel. So I had to load in the Revit 2022 content. So I had to go and find that in the various format that I was looking for. And I had to actually install that, just so you know. That wasn't there before. So I loaded a bunch of furniture and just like a set of families into the model. All right, so now just going back to sheet, right click, go to new sheet. In here, I'm going to go load. I should see something, well, if I was out there before, I'd go in and I'd see this like little folder that I've installed. And in there, right down the bottom is a folder called title blocks. And I'm going to do an A3 metric. So for a house, like a relatively large house, A3 is pretty good at 1 to 100. So I'm going to use the A3 layout and open. That will appear in your sheet set, the title block set. And I'm just going to click OK. Now that will appear as a 101 unnamed. This one, the first one that's placed in here, this is actually much larger. It's too big. I'm actually going to delete it. So I'm going to right click and delete that one. And in here, I don't have anything on there right now in A101. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of go back up in my project browser. I'm going to look at my levels. I actually want to drag level 1 from my project browser right onto this sheet and just place. Okay, you might notice it's sort of a few things are a little bit out of whack, like things like sitting over the top of my block. I can move those around so things aren't sitting over the top of my title block. A few things will get auto-filled. So the sheet like name, I probably want to call this, let's call it level 1, just to keep it consistent. Level 1 floor plan, the owner, of course. Now, if I fill this in right here, this will fill in for all the sheets that I create. So just put my name. All right, and it's got the drawing number, it's got the scale, and it's got a few other things that were just auto-filled, and that'll do for now. So project name, we'll just call it Revit tutorials, tutorial model. Okay, so there we go. So I've actually placed now that onto a drawing sheet. I might want to put a few other things in there. If I zoom in, you might notice that I can actually see the wall type in this particular drawing. That was set out. If I go back to level 1, there is this little checkered detail setting down in the bottom corner. If I click on that and I go to course, you might notice that the wall type is no longer shown in section. You can't see the cross section of the wall. If I change that to medium, you can see the cross section. It doesn't change too much in fine. We just get a few of the little details around the door trim. Okay, I'm just going to leave it on medium. So I can see my symbols. I can see the wall type. That's enough information at 1 to 100. So that will show up on that drawing sheet. Okay. Now I'm going to add a couple more drawing sheets. I'm going to do an elevation. So again, right click on sheets, go new sheet, just using the same one. And I'm going to put on an east elevation. Now I don't have any roof on this. I'm just going to put one elevation. Yeah, I probably could fit 2. even with a roof on there, I could fit 2 elevations. So I'll go east and west. Why not? Okay, so east and west, allowing a little bit of space because I'm going to have a roof on there at some point. So east and west, and you can see here I need to put east and west elevations. Oh, typo. Okay, elevations. And that's going to be updated as I update my model. Now, I'm also going to set up another sheet where I'm going to put some camera views, but I haven't created any camera views as yet. So what I'm going to do is going to go back to level 1, zoom out a little bit, and have a think about where I want a camera view to be looking at my house from. I'm going to sit the camera around level 1, eye height of level 1. So if I'm on level 1, when I place the camera, it will be about eye height on level 1. So if I go now to the View tab and I go to 3D camera, I can place a camera. This will probably be good enough. A plate. So the first click is where the person is standing. Now, these visual rays that I'm extending out, you need to extend it past the object you want to be looking at. If I stopped those visual rays right here, it means it would cut off all of the information beyond that point. So I wouldn't see the full model. So I'm going to extend those rays out beyond my model so I can see the full model. Now it is a little bit low, so I'm going to hold shift and my middle mouse button. I'm actually going to get a better look at this. So yeah. Does look like I'm going to have to do some modifications to my site because my door here looks like it's, you know, can't be accessed because of this topo service here. Now, if I wanted to adjust the edges of that frame, I can, you know, change things around on the edge of the frame, just how it's cut. If I extend this out too far, it will get too distorted. I also want to look at it in a different render mode. So down here in visual style, I'm going to change this to consistent colors just so I get a better sense of those materials in there. Now I've got a camera view. I can name that. So I can name this, go rename, and I'll call it front of house. I want to call it that. Okay, so now if I go down and create a new sheet, so new sheet, yep, A3 again, and I'm going to take front of house and I'm going to place it on my sheet. Now, if I'm not happy, if that's not big enough, I can make it bigger. I can activate, well, I don't really want to activate view. I want to make it bigger. So I'm going to go, I think we can go size crop, and I'm going to go scale. So I'm going to go and double this. So I might go 300. And then if I tab over, it will automatically adjust. So if I hit apply, you'll notice that it's not changing the field of view, but in fact, it's just scaling the whole view to be larger. So it's a bigger view of that, you know, area. So that's okay. I'm happy with that. Of course, the label, we want to move the label off. So I'm just going to select the label by itself and move that off my image. All right. So at the moment, I've just set up some fairly basic sheets. I've set up, obviously I want to rename this. If I name it, whoops, I guess if I name it here, we'll go camera house. Okay, just to keep it, yeah, keep it consistent. So if I name it there, it names here, you know, and vice versa. So if I name one of these, it will update there. All right, that's it. I've set up a floor plan. I've set up some elevations. I've set up a camera view on some sheets. If I now go back to my floor plan and if I update it, so if I all of a sudden decide to put in another door into a room, let's just put a door there. Actually, you won't be able to see that. If I decide to delete something, maybe I want to delete this window. Okay, it will automatically update that in my sheet. So if I go back to that, you can see that that window is now gone. And also in the camera view, the window's gone there as well. So you can set these up really early in the development of your plan and your model, and they'll be there and update as you go. That's it. Thank you very much.